Get a lot of questions about how to blend colored pencils and how I make it look so smooth and realistic, so I'm about to show you. First things first, here's my ball, here's my light source, let's go. Hold your pencil up high so that you don't press down too hard, and using circular motions, start shading in darker back here, lighter up here. You do that with pressure, how much pressure you put. Now that I've got a decent base, I'm going to go in with the lighter color I want to use, and at this point going to grip pretty hard and start really getting it into the colored pencil into the tooth of the paper. And then the opposite, so harder here and then lighter as I get back here. Layering isn't the only thing. You also want to go in circular motions and press down pretty hard to get all of the pigment to mix. You see? And there you have it, blended color pencils. And eventually, practice enough and they can look like that.
Okay, so people really want to know how I got these brush sets on Procreate, and I'm going to show you how I got them. So I get all of my brush sets from gumroad.com. If you want most of the ones I have, search up this. Now, some of her brush sets cost money, but a lot of them are actually free. As you can see, it says €0, which is also $0. I'm going to get this one because I don't have it yet. Add whatever you want to your cart, and then you press 0 because we're cheap and very thankful that her brush sets are free. Press pay, enter your email, press view product, download all, download as a zip file. Go to more and then save it to your file. Go to Procreate and press add. Go to your brushes and it should be there. Also, a lot of you guys are asking for a free app alternative to Procreate, and I would suggest Medibang Pro. It's really good.
Quick drawing tip. How to draw the second eye. Unfortunately, this is only for digital. Woo, I'm sorry. New template. Okay, tip for the digital eye. If you don't know already if you do digital work, here you go. Let's draw an eye. Boom. Alright, also, we're going anime style here, so I unfortunately am not going to be doing realistic. I'm so sorry, I hate doing realistic. So, once you got your, your lovely eye figured out here and all the form and lovely details, what you do is either copy, flip horizontally, drag it into place, and there you go, you got the same eye. Unless you want to go, fuck that shit, I want to draw it. So, what you do, if you're better at drawing right eyes than the left eye, this is what you do. In some programs, there'll be the flip button. Fire Alpaca, this is what it is. You flip it. Look at that. It's in the opposite direction. Guess what? Draw the same shit. Bam, you got similar eyes, not the same. So flip it. There you go. Boom. Bam.
So here's how to draw a quick and easy eye. So you're going to start off with a kind of almond shape and bring it to not a point, but kind of like a curve, and then you can just add little squiggles. And then you have the bottom part of the eye where the eyelashes are that you're going to see, and it's going to be kind of outstretched. Then you draw a circle on the inside for the eye. Then you draw the pupil area, and excuse my voice because I'm kind of sick. Mark out where you want the highlights to be, and shade around this outside area, and then kind of just draw lines on the inside. Go back through and just add some shading. Add a lid on the top if you want to. You can kind of blend out around just to give that kind of effect. And then just draw some lashes. And you want to make sure they're kind of curved to how the eye is facing. Same goes for the bottom lash.
How to draw a rose. First, look in the mirror. I don't know why I said that. Draw a circle. Now draw a dot. Now draw oval thing, and then another oval thing, and then another oval thing, and another oval thing, and then another oval thing, and then another oval thing, and another oval thing, and then another oval thing, and another oval thing, and another oval thing, and another oval thing, another oval thing, and another oval thing, another oval thing, and another oval thing, and then draw a swirl and trace it. Now draw a line, draw another line, and draw a side rainbow, another side rainbow, draw a side rainbow, and then another side rainbow, and erase the back on the inside. And you can cross hatch it to make it look like I don't really know what I'm doing. I turned on Alpha Lock and colored the line art. And there you have it, a stylized rose. Wait, what's that? Ooh, got him.
If you were using Procreate for your drawings and artwork, once you get your block of color in, go up to this little button right here. It's your layers, and you can press on your block of color, and you see you have some different options here. This one, called Alpha Lock, is a really cool layer that I like to use a lot. What Alpha Lock does for you is it allows you to color inside the layer of color without getting anything outside. Alpha Lock is a kind of destructive thing to do to the main layer. So something else I like to do is adding a layer on top, taking my color, coloring in where I need to, and then I can say clipping mask, and it will form to the layer below.
How to stop being a perfectionist. So in a recent video, I talked about how I'm not a perfectionist, and a lot of people said, well, that's easy for you to say, but I am a perfectionist. And I'll tell you my secret. I used to be a perfectionist. When I was in art school, I worked my face off because I was like, everything I make has to be perfect because I have to impress everyone around me, or I'll fail as an artist and life as I know it will be over. And then I decided to make art for my enjoyment after I dropped out of art school. I was like, what if I just made art because it made me happy? Wild concept. And I wasn't trying to impress anyone, and I was actually enjoying myself, and that's when I stopped being a perfectionist, when I stopped making art to impress people, and when I realized that the stakes in art making aren't that high. If you make a bad painting, the world doesn't end. No one dies. It's actually really not that bad. Make a bad painting on purpose just to prove this to yourself.
A lot of you were wondering how to fill a sketchbook, and I'm going to show you my number one trick. So here's the sketchbook that I showed in that video. It's not full. If you'll notice, I have a lot of cutouts in this thing. That's a note card. You can see some of these were drawn on lined paper. So my number one tip is to never throw away your doodles. So I doodle a lot in class, as you can see, and at the end of each semester, I just go through all my notes and I take out the pages that have doodles and I save them. I also do the same thing with pages out of sketchbooks that were torn out or fell out. So let's put this little gal in my sketchbook. Now that she's glued in, I just want to finish this part. And there we go. And you can even color these things. Oh, and only use this for personal sketchbooks. If you're trying to apply to an art school, they don't really like this kind of thing, so.
How to get the exact right skin tones for your reference. Still using the primaries, I'm creating a base color so I can begin. If it is too much of one color, add the complement to mute it. You can lighten or darken it by adding black and white, but it will mute the colors. I'm going to use that base color to paint directly on my reference. It was too purple, so I added orange to correct the hue. But on this model, the orange looked ridiculous. But still using the primary colors, I cooled it down to create a better hue for her. And then I simply brightened it up to create a better base layer.
How to draw a pose. Blue for the rough sketch and red for the line work. Line of action: head, shoulders, knees, and toes. All of the blue lines will be drawn lightly so that you can adjust as need be easily. Just keep shaping it until you have a nice form for the outline of the body. Now for the red pencil. Trace over the blue with the red pencil with the lines that you want to stand out the most and for the final line work. Oh no. And there you have it. You can go back and do some details like shading if you want to.
In light of what's been happening in Australia and pretty much all over the world at this point, I thought I would give you guys some eco-friendly art tips. As creators, I think we have to be conscious of where our supplies come from and where they go eventually. So this will be probably part one of many. I'm going to fit some into this video right now. First tip, get a container that you can reuse instead of using plastic cups that you just throw away. Mine is a hard plastic one that has a screw top, so I can put a lid on it and take it outdoors to paint with. But you can use glass or ceramic as well. Avoid using those wax paper tear-off palettes because that's just waste. You can get a reusable palette. Mine is a gouache palette, so I can keep reactivating this paint. But for acrylic, you can just peel paint off and toss it. And for oils, you can just scrape it off and put it in the trash. Instead of using paper towels to wipe your brushes on, get a pair of pants or an old towel that you can keep and reuse and wash and just keep reusing.
I've seen a lot of tutorials on how to draw a face, but I'm going to show you how to draw a whole ass body in proportion. Proportion is measured by head length, and classic proportion is 8 heads tall, and it's also the easiest one to remember. So first you draw a line, you cut that line in half, you cut the halves in half, and then you cut the halves in half. And these points will lead up to different landmarks on the body, and those can vary a little bit, but generally they all hit the same places, no matter the person, so long as they're like a grown adult. And then you got yourself a whole ass person.
Quick little tip. If you're working on some digital art and you got a lot of space to fill, lasso select the space, then fill that in. Modify as needed. Keep doing that, and fill in larger spots with the brush. And it's all blocked out.